Welcome back to Dyllin with Age of Wonders 4, where we continue the journey of Braegir and the Anointed Orcs in episode 15. Wait 2 turns, it looks like. We can integrate Bastion if we want to. We are at 2 of 3 cities. Integration would take 260 Imperium. We're going to try to save up for that most likely. My guess is that the NPC army will attack us here in a second. Yep, the NPC army has made a fatal mistake. I will turn, well, we don't have any mana to spend, so AI will not be able to use any spells. We'll auto combat and easily kill them. They did have a hero, Micus Salvatus. So it looks like Nashton sent one of his sons to kill us. Thanks for the body. So they lost. Let's see what he had on him. Let's check the other hero too that we have. So we got Clemens Salvatus. He has that basic dwarf stuff. We have Olaf the Prodigy. He has a orb, not a big deal. Micus Salvatus got captured. He's not dead. We have a eagle bow. It's a little bit better of a ranged weapon. Basic chest plate, nothing big. I like getting knowledge from these dudes, so they're gonna stay in prison forever. Alright, good deal. We're going to... Ooh, dangerous, dangerous. I'm gonna pull a scout back away from the barbarian army right there. The dangerous army. I do not want to mess with them. Is Heartfield at war with us? No. No. Alright, so Mashara is trying to get him. Let's boost our allegiance. So now we're way ahead of Mashara. It looks like Mashara probably pulled out her Whispering Stone. I think she gave up on Heartfang. So Gloom was not trying against Heartfang, it was Mashara. We did not heal this turn. Let's see if we're going to heal if we stay here. We are going to get 25 health from Friendly Domain. So I think what we want to do is we want to spend... Well, let's see. These are Inferno Puppies and Inferno Hounds. They have decent damage. I think we want to wait 1 turn. Yeah, let's wait 1 turn in friendly territory to get some better healing, and then we're going to go take on those hounds. I don't want to spend any of our mana at the moment on things like army heal, for instance, so I can cast Mighty Meek, or start casting Mighty Meek. Getting that upkeep reduction is going to be a huge thing for us. We're spending 192 gold on unit upkeep. Ooh. I should have paid better attention while moving my scout here. My scout is going to die. Heartfield will guaranteed kill them. So Scout has done some good work, but now Scout, because of my incompetence, is going to pay the price. Ooh, the Lost Queen's Crypt. Hello. Let's prospect that province. Good deal. So, what do we want to do with Runa? I think we would like to go clear the Brigand camp, but first you want to clear the Watchers, so we're going to head west, clear the Watchers, and then head north, clear the Brigand camp. In doing that, it might be a good idea to get Pacification. Let's go ahead, let's do that, because that'll give us relations with all of the free cities for 300 turns. So let's send Runa here to the west. Let's send some backup in the form of this army. We're not going to actually need to fight this army, but let's take a look at Watchers. So Watchers have Psychic Gaze. They do shock damage. They have a 60% chance of stunning you. They mark you, which makes you less likely to evade. This actually increases the chance of getting hit by a ranged attack. They are Demolishers as well, and they do lightning bolts. They do some other basic things too, like they're immune to flanking, they can't be distracted, they can also see anything that's camouflaged. You can actually recruit Watchers yourself using a tier Tome of Magic. It was one of the tombs I considered, but I don't see the point. Hello! After a tense search and long march, your army comes face to face with the roaming Watchers. The sight of the terrible creatures causes fear to ripple through the anointed orcs in your army. The deafening silence betrays the hesitation of your troops. Their morale won't hold. They've noticed us and they prepare to attack. What do we do? So we could order them to just attack. We'll start with minus 10 morale. We could spend gold. I don't see the point in doing this. We have a crap ton of units. Let's just order them to attack. And let's let the AI do its thing. We're not going to let the AI do any spells. I need that mana. Oh, dang. We almost lost this Arbalest. I'm going to manually fight this battle, but I'm going to cut it out. Alright, so what happened in the AI battle is probably that the Watchers got to use their scrying, their Psychic Gaze ability on the same unit, so that nearly killed the Arbalist. So what I did was I taunted one of the Watchers, and I tried to taunt the other one, but that failed, so the Watcher did get that Psychic Gaze shot off on the Arbalist. So I did my best, but we did do a lot better than the AI did. Alright, we got Harbingers of Misfortune Aftermath. So now that the Watchers are gone, our council contacts us. They say, "Marvelous work, Braegir, Steel Shatterer. Just marvelous. We managed to contain any panic with regards to the Watcher sighting, so it seems we're in the clear. All thanks to you, of course. The Anointed Orcs will hear of our victory. Perhaps our superstitious beliefs can be transformed into a virtue of our people. So all cities of our race gain 20 stability for 6 turns, and all free cities of our race get relations with us. So either we can get more draft per turn, which I don't care about at the moment. We don't want to build a bunch of units. We're not going to war. We could get a lot more production, or we could get a bunch of Imperium. I like Imperium. I do like Imperium quite a bit. Let's do that. Let's move these units. Oh, we can't. Let's set the next research. Let's grab Faithful Whispers for increased target city allegiance gain. And then we finished a farmer's workstead and Mulgrave. We would like to get more food or production. We can't get the Masonic Hall because we don't have 3 farms. And we're not going to have 3 farms for quite some time. So let's not worry about that. We could get the shipyard for extra gold income. I do like that. Let's get both of these actually. Yeah, let's get the shipyard. And then we'll get the vendor after that. But I'm not going to spend the gold right now because you do spend the gold when you queue the building. Let's see. For Orcs Light, we would like to get maybe some crypts now. Or an abbey, perhaps, for knowledge. I'd really like to get more food in Orcs Light. We want them to get bigger, faster, so let's build the estate hall. We're not going to be able to boost the estate hall anytime soon. I like the quarries here because they get more production. So we're just going to accept it as it is. We could switch this farm to a forester and switch that farm to a forester, but it'll take 3 turns to switch the farms and 3 turns to build the estate hall, so I would not be able to get the boost in time. Let's just hard build the estate hall. Get that food rolling in Orcs Light so we can build our city even taller. Do I want to actually build a... No, I can't even afford a chaplain. I can't afford anything else here. A city was released as a vassal. So Goldwall is now a vassal. Good deal. Don't need to mention that. So other rulers started a war. So Mashara and Gloom are at war with each other now. So as we predicted, it was a good idea not to make a wizard's bond with Gloom. I'm actually kind of surprised that Mashara hasn't asked us to join battle against Gloom. We now have a pact of cooperation with Heartfang. Very good. Alright, let's end that turn there. Alright, it's 5 days later. We're back in the saddle. First things first, what we're going to do is we're going to give Braegir his signature skill that I continue to forget to give him. And the ruler is special in that whatever signature skill you select, it actually increases your affinity for your empire by 1. So we could go with Blink, allow him to teleport. We could get Demon Step, allow him to teleport to a target hex and deal damage to adjacent units. We could give him Frostfire Detonation, which is a frost and fire damage, 2 hex radius detonation. That's alright, I've used it a couple times. Virulent Outbreak is spreads disease and poison. Disease can actually continue to spread. A 60% chance of spreading to adjacent units. There's Rallying Blessing, which gives friendly units in a 1 hex radius rally, which is they gain 5 morale at the end of the turn. They also get Bolster Defense and Resistance, or Draining Blade. Deal damage to target unit and heals you for the same amount as the damage dealt. I've used Frostfire Detonation. It's really not that impressive, so you do about 30 damage on average to the central unit and then about 10 damage on average to the surrounding units. If you have a big enough army, you can do kind of a good amount of damage, but not a whole lot. Virulent Outbreak is probably going to be where it's at, because that's going to do poison damage over time for a period of time. And you can do Diseased as well. And Diseased lowers their resistance. So we actually just got a nature affinity for that, which is a affinity that I really wanted, because the soil tenders increases the farm food by +5, and farms only do +5 by base. So the +5 is a big help. And fruitful integration is also pretty nice too, because your absorbed and newly founded cities gain +1 population. There's some good stuff in the nature tree. I also want to make it known real quick that there's a bug in the game wherein if you start with an outpost and you upgrade it into a city, if you go to structures, you might notice that the outpost building is still there. And yes, once we dismantle it, we should get that 10 gold per turn back. We're at 163, so let's dismantle it. Oh, it actually takes a turn to dismantle. That's interesting. So once it does finish dismantling in the queue, then we should get that upkeep back. I'm hopeful that they fix the outpost bug in the next patch. For research, we finished our Faithful Whispers, so let's see what we want to select next. So looking at these, Covenant of the Faith would give us units recruited through Rally Allegiance from the target vassal have Faithful, and target vassal city grants the player 10 Imperium each turn. This would be nice. We do plan to integrate some of our vassals in not too long, but we are going to have plenty more vassals soon enough. Wrath of the Faithful gives us spirit damage, and we're going to have more Faithful units pretty soon once we start casting Mighty Meek and get that done. So we'll be able to do up to 50 spirit damage on one unit, which is pretty impressive. And Divine Beacons are nice as well, but we're not going to war super soon. I think the Covenant of the Faith is going to be where it's at for that Imperium. We've gotten a message. Let's see what it is. So Gloom, who is a woman, not sure if I mentioned that. I'm kind of surprised to find that out. I guess I should have noticed, but it's a goblin. Who can tell? So Gloom sees us as a friend. We do not see Gloom as a friend. She may be at ease with us, but Braegir has plans to eliminate this Shadow Affinity menace from the map. She's also evil, so she definitely needs to go. And Mashar the Radiant has apparently started negotiating with Heartfang again. Let's take a quick look at that. Yeah, she's trying, but we're gonna have to keep pouring a little bit of Imperium in there just to make sure that we get that vassalage first. Although we might be able to win just by default. We'll keep checking every turn to make sure that Mashara does not get Heartfang. We also got our vassalage upgraded with Stone Root, so that's always nice to see. We're going to save our Imperium until we can integrate Bastion, and then what we're going to do is we're going to move Runa, oh my gosh. Maybe I should just change her name. You know what, no, I'll be nice. I won't name her Tuna. I'll let her be as she is. Let's move her army up north. We're going to take out that brigand camp and stop it. We're going to stop this barbarian army that's coming at us too. And then underground, what we're going to do is we're going to kill the infernal army right here. But we're going to be careful about how we do this because I want to stay in friendly territory. So we're going to send in the Infernal Hound to start the fight, but we will call in our other armies here so that we can have that healing. I'll manual combat this, but if it's interesting I'll put it in, otherwise I'll just cut it out. Alright, so we got that battle done. We took a fair bit of damage, which was kind of anticipated. That wasn't the easiest army to fight. I'd also realized that disease can work against us since it applies to any adjacent unit, not just the enemy units, so that's definitely something to consider whenever you want to use that particular ability. We got the Aftermath of the Infernal Invaders, so we have vanished the demons, Divine Order is restored to our realm, and scouts report what the fiends stockpiled in their nest. The Unholy Invaders have raided the surrounding lands for several days. Blood-stained treasure is piled high on the nest's edges. Perched atop the highest heap, a wand of polymorph is found, riddled with claw marks. A wand of polymorph. Target non-hero enemy has a 90% chance to transform into a tier 1 enemy for 3 turns. Interesting. Dozens of dead animals were dragged into the center of the rallying point. Some of the slain cattle are partially devoured, but most fresh carcasses remain untouched. From Mulgrave, inquisitive citizens prepare to pilfer the abandoned hoard. You must declare what is yours and what is theirs to collect. So we get the Order Boon, no matter what, which increases our stability. We get plus 13 stability for 6 turns. So we can take the treasure, get gold. We can send food to Mulgrave so they gain a population. Or we can claim the Wand of Polymorph. The wand of polymorph is actually a potentially very valuable thing. Let's grab that. And let's see if we want to give it to Braegir or if we prefer to give it to Runa. Yeah, Runa does not yet have any items to use, so let's give her the wand of polymorph. And then Braegir, we need to level up and see what we want to give him for his next skill. So I think that we're pretty much done with these support skills for now. We could do something like giving morale to faithful units, or we could do mending touch for healing, inspiring leader for cheaper unit upkeep, which is really not a bad idea. Precision training for accuracy. All that would lead to getting spur to action, which would allow us to refresh a friendly unit's action points once per battle. Once per battle is not that impressive to me at all, so I tend not to prioritize getting this particular skill. If it were a cooldown, that would be nicer, much nicer. Instead, we're going to start training Braegir to be an actual mage, a proper mage. So we're going to give him Magecraft first, and then we're going to go and give him some other things, some evocations and things of that nature, like fire evocation eventually. We're going to pull our units back just a little bit, and then we're going to clear this mana node real easy. We're going to auto battle it, or we're just going to let them run. So yeah, let's let them run. Let's get some alignment. We did get the mana from that node, so we don't have to technically enter the node to get the mana, which is nice. And then we're going to wait here. We're going to move north and west to take out that small monster den, which is awake as indicated by the exclamation mark. Let's pull the armies a little bit closer, so now they get full healing. And of course, I've decided that I'll be doing a little bit of scouting pretty much off camera instead of showing it these days. If anything interesting comes up, I'll go ahead and I'll bring it up. Oh wow, the scout that I thought was gonna die is gonna live. That is impressive. I did not anticipate that at all. Yeah, you can tell that the outpost thing is a bug because the outpost doesn't even have a proper icon. It's pretty easy to have missed that. I didn't even notice at all. I did not notice at all. But there was a guy on Reddit who actually did notice it in the Age of Wonders 4 subreddit, who is much appreciated. We are going to go ahead and start building a chaplain in the Orcs Light so that we can have better healing on our units. We're not going to rush that recruitment though. And let's move on to the next turn. This barbarian unit is almost certainly going to attack us. We're just going to auto combat that and smack the crap out of it. Yep, it has made a fatal mistake. Will not allow the AI to use spells. You want to save up for Mighty Meek. We absolutely crushed it. Alright. Alright, we got a quest, the Treasured Sister. So Runa kneels before us. She's distressed. My little sister, she went dowsing for precious stones, yet never returned. She migrated to Orcslight when you recruited me. She's been prospecting for precious stones and metals since she was a wee girl, carrying around an oversized dowsing rod. Recently, a faraway gold vein caught her attention. Normally, she comes back with a sizable haul within 3 days, but now is the 8th day. Maybe you should have told us on the 5th day? Or the 4th day? Her eyes turned misty. Will you help me find my sister? I worry for her safety. Yeah, sure. We'll find her. Where is she at? Oh, she's up here. Yeah, we'll definitely take care of that. Easy peasy. Let's march further north towards the brigand camp. The best way to get there is to go straight across the field, apparently. Let's do that. We'll take care of the sister right after we take care of the brigand camp. You would kind of think that you would gain the reduced movement cost of moving in friendly territory if you were in vassal territory, but apparently it's not true. You only seem to gain that if you're in your proper territory. We got that outpost dismantled, and notice that our gold income is now up to 173 instead of 163. So whenever you upgrade your outpost into cities, double check that the outpost is not in the city structures list. Hopefully that'll get patched out. And we're going to build a grand mill in Molegrave. They need more food, more population. We're going to get that built as soon as possible. We've gotten another wizard bond proposal from Gloom. We are again not going to accept that. We have no interest in being friends with Gloom. We'll actually go marching on them in not too long, but we do kind of need some justification to kill them. So we might start considering justifying on them here pretty soon. Yeah, let's actually start doing that now. It's going to take us 5 turns to fabricate a justification, fabricate a grievance against them, It's going to cost us 150 gold, 50 mana. Let's do it. In consideration of that, we're going to build another chaplain and Mulgrave. We're going to start building our army up a little bit here. And move on to the next turn. I'm really glad you enjoyed the video to the point that you watched it all the way to the end. Since you made it here, why not leave a like, since it helps the video and the channel reach more people like yourself that enjoy this kind of content. And I'd like to hear any opinions you have about my moves or the video itself in the comments below. If you'd like to see more, you can always subscribe. And Braegir and I will see you later in episode 16.